I was too talented for radio. I know that I would beat Leno and Letterman. I know I can conquer Hollywood. I feel like somehow I've been vindicated. It's such a pain in the ass to be an actor in real life. We have to play out certain roles. When I'm not on the radio, I don't feel like I'm really me. I find that the radio show is extremely liberating. If you feel yourself saying, I shouldn't say this, whether it's like, oh, I shouldn't say I have a small penis because I have a big ego and I don't want people to know that, or you say, I shouldn't say this because it's going to hurt, it's going to hurt my wife's feelings, then you have a crummy radio show.
When a girl has a good body and she does that,
yeah,
that's like the ultimate turn on.
Really?
I guess some people would find me as sexist because I talk about women and the fact that I hunger after women and I have sexual thoughts and feelings. So if that's sexist, I guess then I'm sexist. But who cares what people think?
Hey, any of you guys shooting down Robin's shirt?
No.
Because let me tell you something, that's the best shot to get.
People call me shock jock. They label me. Who would waste their time labeling me? It's ridiculous. If the show is shocking, it means that the only people who are shocked are people who can't deal with reality. I'm not Charles Manson. I have a bunch of followers that go into the desert with me. And then we go on a killing spree. It's people tuning in because they're having a good time.
What would you do to Robin if you were in the sack with her?
The normal thing with the cream cheese, the normal.
The popular notion is that my fans are people who are homeless or look like they just left 3 days of a Jerry Garcia be-in. If you go to some of the book signings and you see what's going on there, you see a very interesting sort of smattering of people. The police estimated my crowd in Philadelphia at 25,000 people. They spent 7 months writing that book, and it was the hardest thing I'd ever done. What a pain in the ass it must be to write something like that and go through all that and have everyone ignore it. It would be very embarrassing not to have a success. I do have a big ego that way. I'm not a person who enjoys life. My motivation for getting into radio was that I could say to all of the women in my life, the ones that rejected me when I was growing up, look at me, I'm a success. And here I am, ironically, I am a success, and yet I find myself married. And I can't take advantage of any of the women now who are interested in me. So it's almost like a living hell. I've been married to the same woman for 20 years, a beautiful woman, my wife Allison. There's a lot of people who say stuff to her. How could you be married to that guy? And these are my relatives saying it, you know? How could you be married to him? It's horrible. I don't think I'm that ugly that it's a horrible fate to be in bed with me for the rest of her life. Now I notice, though, with the success of the show happening more and more, she's starting to feel pressure like she should be a part of it. She's starting to get like Lucy, you know, and I'm Ricky. I'm like, honey, for God's sakes, I don't want you down at the club. I just want a regular wife. And she's like, well, Howard, I want to be on the show.
I can't even explain to you how excited I am.
I also did, and I
Did
never
you?
get excited.
I just got
It takes
really...
a lot to get me going.
That's same with my wife.
Everyone throws around genius. I don't think what I do is genius. The guy who invented penicillin was a genius. When you admit that you have a small penis and you could do an hour on your gas problem, there's a certain art to that. To put genius in Howard Stern, I'm uncomfortable with that. I think that what I am is a good storyteller. You want to hear the story? I'm on the air and I said, I'd like to endorse someone for governor of New Jersey. 5 seconds later, Christy Todd Whitman calls in. I was like, whoa, I don't even know what she stands for, but we're going to definitely endorse her if she called in 5 seconds later. And I said, Christy Todd. I said, let's knock off the nonsense. My audience wants to know what you're going to do for them. Name a bathroom rest stop on the New Jersey Turnpike after me. And I know my audience will get totally into it, and they will vote for you. She's hemming and hawing. Finally, she says, all right, I will introduce legislation if I win. She squeaked by 25,000 votes, and I believe it was the bathroom factor on the New Jersey Turnpike. It's amazing. I mean, the audience, we do band together. We have a political block now. I am completely furious with the United States government because the government has wasted a lot of time going after me and Beavis and Butthead. We cannot have 5 people, known as the FCC, sitting there in some ivory tower being Big Brother and deciding what you should hear.
You are hot.
Thank you.
What's your first name?
Crystal.
Crystal. Crystal Light.
As long as I've been doing the radio show, the biggest question I get is, what you do in your studio, is that real? I'm having a beauty pageant New Year's Eve, and it will be wild. I'm going to be able to do everything I ever wanted to do without the censorship issue.
Nice butt. What do you do? How do you get it in shape like that?
I don't believe any of these actors who say that they're shooting a movie and that they do love scenes and they don't get turned on. I think that's a load of crap. I think they're absolutely turned on. I think when Gilligan was on the island and Mary Ann and Ginger would run by, I think Gilligan was walking around with a raging... I don't apologize for anything I've ever said. I don't regret anything I've ever done on the radio. And people say, well, don't you feel bad when you make fun of someone? You know, it's jokes. I don't feel bad about the humor that I do. I just don't have any guilty conscience.
It's really hot.
I'm a horrible human being.